Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Indy 500. Never ran an Indy car before, so why not run the Indy 500? Yeah, Wade, I didn't qualify. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to even run the race, and what is going on here? There we go. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to run the race, and I didn't qualify. And so I was planning on running next week the open setup race, even though I've never set up an Indy car. I was like, I'll just give it a shot and see what happens. And what is going on? Is this thing really not going to let me join right now? Come on, iRacing, what are you doing to me? So anyways, I didn't qualify, and this thing's not letting me race. Yeah, I actually what the hell? I've done just a little bit of practice, about 30 minutes to be exact. And it I got to go through the website real quick. The UI is not working. Come on, load. There we go. So anyways, yeah, I I uh I practiced for about 30 minutes. It's about it. And we'll see what happens. If I have this bar down here because I had to go through the website because the UI is not working for me now, which makes no sense. I don't know why. I've never had a problem with it before. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be ticked. It's bad enough. The only thing I don't like about the Indy cars is that stupid bar in the center, man. I hate that thing. That thing sucks. Like I have to like swerve, down the track so I can see the cars in front of me. It's it's not fun. So so yeah, I didn't qualify and that thing is here, man. Ah, I can't remember how to make my screen go full screen. Isn't like Control Shift Enter or something like that? No? Dang it. That ticks me off. Thanks, iRacing. Oh, really? I got a penalty in the pits for speeding? Come on. So anyways, let me bring up my chat. I'm gonna have to move this over here. Hopefully that'll stay up there. Yeah, there is, but I don't know how to do it. I remember I wasn't paying attention and almost sped on pit road again. I can't remember what it is. The one thing that I'm worried about is getting through like the first 50 laps. Not even that, probably the first 25 laps. There was I looked at the races, the results of the races that are going to be like my split, because I don't have a high I rating in asphalt. It's not high at all. And almost all of them were like only like 5 cars even finished the race. It was there was, I looked at one from yesterday, there was 12 cars, I think, that finished 200 laps down. That means that 12 cars got in a wreck on the first lap, and they all just left. Like, that's crazy. And the problem is, I don't know, like, you know, on the NASCAR and like the Cup car, or the trucks, even like, you know, the late models and you know, even like the mods. Like, I know like roughly what the wear rate is on those tires. Where on these things, if you push it just even a little too hard, dude, I was losing like 1% a lap on my right rear. So, and when you're in the draft like this, man, your car carries so much speed. Like, I'm just not used to it, you know what I mean? These things are so much, they're the fastest thing that I've ever driven on the sim. I've never driven anything close to this before. See, look at that. That's the thing I'm worried about, is being caught in the draft, carrying too much speed, not realizing it, and smacking the wall. And see that bar? It's blocking the cars in front of me. Like, I can't even see it. I hate that. I'm not worried about passing people, I'm worried about running behind them. That's what I want to practice. Your car pushes so much when you get behind another car, man. It's crazy. You almost have to pass them.
Inside. Clear low, clear low.
Rumble strips. I want to hit those things. Laps. It's gonna be a long race. It's gonna be a long race. I think I need to do more of like a high in, low out on the corner. Not like that though. Whew. That was scary. As you can see, if I finish this race, I'll be happy. I literally just bought this car yesterday. I mean, I just bought it, threw a paint job on it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna run Indy. Because like I said, this week I wasn't planning on running because I didn't qualify or anything. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to. I didn't know the start time for any of the races. And so when I saw that there was gonna be a race today at 6 a.m. my time, I was like, oh, I can do that. Then I bought the car and painted it, did a little bit of practice this morning, and here we are. Whoa. See these guys driving through the grass and stuff? Like, these guys scare me. I'm worried. I just don't. I just want to. If I can finish the race, I'll be happy with that. That's the thing I gotta practice is pit stops. Cause I've never done those before. In an IndyCar, and I've done very limited pit stops in the Cup cars, and I'm not very good at them. I'm actually very slow. It's bad. It's really bad.
That's it. Go.
I gotta figure out how to get that taskbar off my screen. That's driving me nuts. Full screen. There we go. F11 key? Let's see. No, that didn't work. That didn't work either. Oh. Oh, I was full screen. Yeah, that was full screen. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Oh my god. I gotta look at that the whole race, really? That's okay. We'll figure it out. Keybind for the pit limiter. Oh, it just went full screen. Sweet. I don't even know how to do that, man. I'm a dirt guy. We've never had to worry about the pits. I remember to do my pit limiter. Okay. So what button can I use for that? God, I can't remember what buttons I have available. That's my push to talk. That's my escape. I think it's this one. I think I have this one available. Okay. So what does that do? Does that just like automatically limit my speed or something? Oh, see, dude, why aren't my mirrors on? It limits your speed in the pits and you can floor it basically. Oh, I didn't think they would allow. I didn't even think you would be allowed to do that. But okay, sweet. My mirrors. That's what I was looking for. My mirrors. I don't know. I guess there's 4 mirrors on these things. I don't know. I tell you what, asphalt is way more demanding, and see, the problem is I've got my settings really high. Because on dirt, I mean, we don't have nearly the stuff that we've got on the asphalt side. Put my chat right there. Oh, okay, time to race. So I have no idea where I'm starting or anything. No clue. If it's based on I rating, it's going to be somewhere mid-pack, I believe.
Alright, man, we're going green next time by. Alright, man, line up on the inside row. Pit road is closed.
But I have to press the button for it to be active. Oh my gosh. It's going to be a long race. It's going to be a really long race. But if I get wrecked out during the first hour, I'll hop over and do the cup race at Dover. So I got a backup plan. Like, I don't even care if I drop to last. I just want to. Wow, I've got a RTX 3080. Like, I have a beefy graphics card, and I'm at 43 FPS right now. Now, granted, we're sitting stationary, and there's a lot of stuff in front of me. I mean, Indy is a very demanding track because of all the people and the I mean, just everything. Once we start racing, it'll be better, but that's crazy. Well, that's gonna throw me for a loop because the guy, you guys can't see it, but the guys in my side mirrors compared to my mirror in the center, they're way closer. Like, way closer.
Catch the 9 car.
I'm definitely not going to be used to that. Don't they start in rows of 3 in Indy cars? If I remember correctly, they do. It's been so long, at least at the Indy 500, it's been so long since I've watched an Indy car race. I watch the 500 every year, and that's about it. But the 500 in Texas, I didn't watch last year because obviously coronavirus, COVID, but those are the 2 IndyCar races that I watch. The 500 and
Get ready.
Texas. Would I ever try running the road races? Yes, I'm going to start running road at the end of this year.
Green, green, green. Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
That didn't take long.
Your road is closed. Catch the 12 car.
How do I mute these guys?
Catch the 12 car.
Oh, whoops. I think I did it. We didn't complete a half a lap.
Catch the 12 car.
And yeah, they do only for the 500. That's what I thought. Is it's 3 wide, yeah, only for the 500. I'm glad iRacing doesn't do that. I mean, we couldn't complete a lap 2x2, so. I mean, this is a very low strength of field race, very low. It's sub 1K. That's really low. It's 800. That's the strength of field. It's 800. That's really low. you start running road, will you do them for the SSR sets? Yes. I will start building sets for the road when I start doing it. Road is not coming until the end of this year, though. The end of, not the season, the end of 2021 is when road will start. That's when I'll start really driving road. You know, probably November, around then. Because I'm a rookie. I've never done one single road race. I've never even been in that Mazda car before. I have no idea about any of that. I mean, I used to run road all the time in other sims, and back then they weren't called sims. They were called video games. So, you know, Gran Turismo and Forza, that's like the road racing, my road racing experience. So, and it's not like I was playing Forza 7, you know. It was like Forza 2 or something. Like, it was like one of the originals, you know. It was
12 car by.
it was, you know, Gran Turismo 2. I think it was Gran Turismo 2 and then Forza or Forza 2 or something like that. I mean, it was a long time ago. It was a really long time ago. So that's the extent of my road racing. But I really like it. I do like it. It's fun. You know. It's just, dirt is what I love. I love dirt. You know. The problem is that the dirt side of things, especially here in iRacing, you know, it just doesn't get the love that the other sides do. And, you know, also, and this is something that we always got to note, is these guys, it is so not hard to pace. I don't get it.
Alright, man, we're going green.
Dirt's only been around, you know, since, what was it, 2017? So, you know, 4 years, where, you know, asphalt's been around since, you know, what was it, 2008, right? You know what I mean? So it's been a very, very long time. You know, it's been triple the time, you know. So they've just come a whole lot farther. And it's a lot bigger. Asphalt racing is much, much bigger than dirt racing. You know what I mean? Not just on the sim, but in real life. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be going to the asphalt side, is because SSR is now, this is what I do for a living. It's my livelihood. So, I gotta expand, you know, to the asphalt oval and the road, if I want to survive. So yeah, we'll be doing it. I've been working on the asphalt oval stuff, cup cars, which the Gen 6 car I'm not messing around with too much anymore because we got Gen 7, so I've been trying to get that one figured out. I've been building my Motec books. I got one built for the trucks and the late models, the super late models. The SK mods, which the mods are actually, out of most of the cars, they're actually one of the easier ones in terms of the setups, because they're basically on asphalt. What I've been finding with the Motec workbooks is that everything is about your downforce profile.
Get ready.
Everything is about your downforce profile. If you can get your downforce locked in, you know, I mean, unless you're doing like late models on like a half-mile track, right? You know, like unless it's like a short track. But, you know, in terms of everything else, it's all about your downforce profile. Getting that, you know, dialed in, and then everything that you do off of that. Whoa, dude.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Your road is closed. Catch the 12 car.
We can't get through the first turn. I don't know what these guys are saying because they're not speaking English, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Just to hear them so mad, yelling and screaming. I mean, it sucks that they're getting wrecked out of the race, but it's It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, I imagine it's gonna be pretty bad until we get, you know, most people wreck out. Yeah, that's the bad thing. And that was like I said, I kind of decided last minute to run. Um, because I was like, man, I didn't qualify and I don't know where I'm going to be. It's going to be based on iRating with other people that didn't qualify. And so, you know, I was kind of like, ugh. And then when I looked at the results from the lower split races, I was like, that's scary. So, this mirror thing is driving me nuts. I should not have turned that on.
Pit road is now open.
Should not have turned those on. That car looks like he is right on my, like he's literally right next to me, and he's not. He's directly behind me. I don't like that. Ah, my goodness. So,
Catch the 12 car.
I ran around that track once. It's a big track. It's a you you don't realize how big it is until you get on the dang thing and start driving. You're like, oh my god, this thing's huge. You know, it's like 40 something seconds for a lap in a car that's doing 215 miles per hour. You know, it's insane.
12 car.
Colton Zimmer, my morning's been great so far. I woke up at about 3 o'clock this morning and got up, had some coffee, started working on the insider stuff. I started yesterday, but I was working on that a little bit, and then popped in, you know, to practice session at about 5:30 and got in about 30 minutes of practice before the Indy 500, and now we're running Indy 500 and we're pacing. We have yet, if you actually completed us going green, if you took what we've completed and combined it, it would not equal a full lap yet. We have not had one full lap of green flag racing. We've taken the green, gone into turns 1 and 2, caution has come out both times. So, but it's good. You know, once this thing goes green and we stay green, it'll be fun. I mean, luckily for you guys, I am incredibly entertaining even when we're pacing.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
If you could see, I have about 10 pieces of gum already opened up right here, along with Tylenol, because I'm sure my back and my neck are going to be killing me by the halfway point. If not before, my back and my neck have been bothering me regardless. "18 minutes on foot." 18 minutes for 2.5 miles is not bad. That is not bad at all.
Catch the 12 car.
Gotta go ahead now. It's the first time since from COVID hitting. Well, have fun, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it was
Get ready.
I mean, we didn't go to like a theme park or anything, but I mean, it was just good yesterday to like, it's just been good to just go out
All right,
to
man.
like the
Pace car's
store,
in.
you know what I mean? Like, where are you going? Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Like just to go out and
Green, green, green.
not only go out, but like go out and not worry about, these guys just,
Inside. All clear, all clear.
this guy just couldn't wait. I hope he didn't get a black flag for that. I just hope he realizes that, hey man, I'm actually slowing down because I don't want to keep running. I don't want to be wrecked.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 16 car.
Well, eventually there won't be any cars left. Oh my god. I was 30 then, and now at 55 I can do it in 15 minutes. Yeah. I'm not me. I'm not better than I was back then. So now that gyms are open back up and stuff, I'm gonna start going because I just, now that I'm literally, at my desk, you know what I mean, all day long working, I've gotta just be more active in some other ways, because it's just, you just sit around all day long, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what your diet is, or you know what I'm saying, like, you're gonna just be out of shape. So
Pit road is now open.
I'm gonna go get a gym membership, and I used to do it years ago. I never fought or anything like that, but I used to do MMA just for training, because it's really good training. And
16 car by.
I'm gonna start doing that again, because I'm actually gonna put my son in MMA. Yours is the best looking one out there. Well, thank you.
Catch the 16 car.
I thought it looked pretty good.
Catch the 16 car.
Oh my goodness. Come on, guys. Let's get some green flag laps in. Lowest 11 laps ever. Ugh.
Catch the 16 car.
That's not a bad idea. I was watching the thing on Junior Seau yesterday, because I was doing a bunch of work around the house. And so I just kind of had my phone playing on like the 30 for 30 ESPN stuff, and it was on Junior Seau. And they were telling stories about when he was in high school, if he sat down and watched TV, like with his family or friends or something, when there was a commercial break, he would do 20 push-ups, and then the next commercial he would do 20 sit-ups, and then the next commercial he'd do like 20 squats. Like every time there was a commercial break, he would sit there and like exercise during the break. Like it was crazy, and it's just that kind of people who do stuff like that. It's amazing. We got a guy that I work with who I don't know if he's like a boxer or a fighter or what. He's always shadow boxing, but every time he has like a break in his job where there's nothing happening, he'll drop down and do push-ups. I've seen him there with heavy boxes doing curls with it. Oh, my IndyCar photo? You gotta let me get you a better one, Chris. Hopefully today, I can get her a photo of me crossing the bricks in first place. Checkered flag waving. I'll get one of me racing.
Catch the 16.
I mean, at this rate, you know, I mean, I might not be done until 6 o'clock tonight, but I mean, if I can survive, I'll be first. That's the only thing I don't want to happen. There was one race that I looked at the series results from yesterday, and there was only 3 cars that finished on the lead lap. Or excuse me, there was only 3 cars that made it past lap 150, and only 2 of them finished on the lead lap, and the second place car was like 30 seconds behind. He was almost lapped. So the leader just out there like by himself, you know what I mean? Just turning laps. What the heck?
Green, green, green.
Why'd that guy go to the pits? Alright, let's get a lap in, you guys.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 12 car.
Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely get an action shot here at Indy, Chris, of the car. Oh, Control plus M to toggle the mirror off? That's not working. Oh well. Once we start driving, my FPS is fine. You know, you can see it. Well, you probably can't see it, because it's behind my. It's probably behind my my picture, my webcam. It's only when we get to the front stretch and all the cars are in front of me and we're just like sitting there that it drops to like 55. Which isn't bad when you consider that I'm max settings on you know, full HD monitors, you know what I mean, triple monitors. So Chris, it's all good, man. I'll run the mirrors because like I said, once I start racing, it's fine. I'm just gonna not pay attention to them. I just don't even look at them. In fact, I'm gonna put my chat over this mirror so I can't even see it. There we go. That'll help. Well, Chris, I know how you feel, man. My son is, you know how you know, it's usually mommies and their little boys, daddies and their little angels, right? You know, it's the girls are usually daddy's boys and the boys are usually mama's boys. Well, for us, it's reverse. You know, my daughter's a mama's girl, and my son is a daddy's boy. Like, he's just, you know, like, he wants to be like me when he grows up. He wants to, you know what I mean? Like, he makes YouTube videos right now. We haven't put one up on his YouTube channel yet because he's whenever I record him or something, he does something where he, like, one time he shut off the audio, one time he hit the camera and it was recording the floor the whole time. Like, he's kind of messed it up every time, but he wants to do it. He has it. I built a YouTube channel for him, and I got him a little thing that he can record himself with and stuff like that. So, like, he wants to be like me. He thinks I literally, like, walk on water. Like, he thinks there's nothing that I can't do. Okay, except when it comes to sim racing. As good as he thinks I am, there is nobody better than Greg Lamy. Nobody. Not there's no,
Catch the 12.
if I win a race, it's only because Greg wasn't there. that's how he is. If I do really good, it's only because Greg wasn't there. When I won the championship in the league last season, he said, "Oh, did Greg not run those cars?" I'm like, "Nope, Greg didn't run them." He goes, "Oh, so that's why you won?" Like, he thinks Greg walks on water. His car, the 305, is a paint job for Isaac. It's Greg's colors. It's purple, lime green, and black, because he thinks Greg's paint job is the coolest thing ever. And so, yeah, when it comes to sim racing, Chris, I am a distant second in the eyes of my son, because he thinks Greg is the man. And Greg's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, Greg's awesome. But my son, who thinks I can do no wrong except in the world of sim racing, it's Greg LeMay and everyone else. It's hilarious. And I tried explaining to him, because one time he was like, he's like, "Poppy, doesn't Greg get bored winning every race?" Like, well, first of all, winning never gets boring, buddy. I'm like, and second, he doesn't win every race. I go, believe it or not, there's drivers out there that are better than him. I go, there's a couple that are a lot better than him. I go, Greg's only been doing this like a year. Some of these guys have been doing it for years. I go, they've won more races than Greg's ever been in. And my son was like, no, I don't believe that. Like, why would I lie about that? I go, one of Greg's teammates, buddy. I go, Tyler Shell. I go, he's won more races than me and Greg have been in combined.
The pace car is in.
And he's like, well, he's not better than Greg though, right? I go, well, no, he is. He's like, but not in all the cars. I go, okay, you're right, buddy. I'm like, Greg's the best. I go, I'm not gonna crush your dreams here. So yeah, he thinks Greg is hands down like the greatest sim racer there is. When I told him that Greg was doing road racing, he goes, "Oh, well, he'll be a pro in that too." I'm like, "Yep, he will."
Say hi. Here's the car on the low side.
Go, dude.
Clear low.
I just want to get a green flag lap in. My tires have not even come up to temperature yet during this race, and we're on lap 17. It's ridiculous. I will say this, it's amazing how you can feel the air. You can actually feel the air and I don't know if it's like this without IRFFB, because I've never ran the Indy car without IRFFB, but I can actually feel the air. Like when I'm in the draft behind this car, and when I'm not, I can feel it in my steering. It's crazy. I'm not gonna pass you, dude. Let's just catch up to the leaders here. Let's just get some green flag laps in. Oh, got a big push that time. Carried too much speed. Oh, he could definitely choose worse for sure. Well, and that's what I said. You know, when he really fell in love with Greg was, like, he'd always heard me talking to Greg and stuff when I would do a session with Greg, like when Greg was first starting out. And, whoa, that was, see? he had heard me talk to Greg and stuff like that, and so he'd always liked Greg because I always spoke so highly of Greg. But it was when I built Greg's PC, when I built Greg's gaming computer, because he knew how good Greg was, and when I was like, I put out a Facebook text, a post, that said, can't wait to see how good Greg's going to be when he can actually see the slick on the track. And my son saw that post. He happened to be on like my wife's phone or something like that, and I was posting it. He's like, what are you posting? And I told him, and so he was like on it, like, and he saw the post. And when he saw that, he was like, it was like something just clicked, and like all of a sudden he was like, oh yeah, great. Now that he's got his new computer, Poppy, he's gonna win every race. He's never gonna lose. And I was just like, okay.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is
God.
out. Line up single file.
It was good while it lasted.
12 car.
I don't know what the fuel and tire window is here. Based on my max fuel with Race Labs right now, it says 18 laps. I've got 18 laps left. I almost think I should just come in and pit. Yeah, I'm using IRFFB. Yeah, early Indy for me, Jordan. This is the only one I can get in. You know, my wife and kids are still sleeping. You know, Saturdays and Sundays are my days with my family. So I'm gonna run next week too. I'm gonna run the open one next week. I'm gonna actually this week for Indy. I'm gonna actually qualify though. I was looking at the setup stuff though on these cars. Oh my god, it's like a spaceship, dude. It's crazy. There's like, I knew that these things that they were advanced, you know, same thing with like F1 cars, but I did not realize that they were this advanced. It's crazy. Okay, so everyone's pitting. Alright, I'm gonna pit too. Oh, he faked everybody out. I'm just gonna pit. What's it gonna do? Put me last? Like, oh well. We're on lap oh yeah, pit lane active. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I need to find my pit box. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, can I drive through this guy? I guess I can. See, this is why I want to come in during a caution.
That's it, go. Line up single file. Catch the 10 car.
Oops.
Pass the 18. Pass the...
Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to pull out onto the track there.
Catch the 10 car.
Yeah, Jordan, I hope you're ready for, Jordan, do you run any other cars besides the Cup cars on Asphalt Oval? Do you run trucks? I gotta say, I actually built a really good truck setup. I was pretty proud of myself. This week for Dover, I built a setup, and it was working really well. I was really mad, man, because I started last. There was 24 cars. Granted, like I said before, man, my I rating is not very high. After the Daytona debacle where I lost like 500, you know, I rating that one day, you know, I'm below 1,000. but because I haven't really raced it since. But anyway, so but there was only one split. There was like 24 cars, and I started last. I did not qualify,
10 car.
and I had made it up to the top 10. It was working really well, and I got a black flag. I was so mad. There was a car that wrecked, went into the wall, wrecked, and I passed them, right? We take the caution. It keeps telling me to let the car by. I can't because that car wrecked and pulled off the track and left. Like, they left. Because I was like, hey, such and such car. And the guy's like, dude, that was me. I wrecked. And I'm like, well, it's telling me to let you by. And I got a black flag for it. So I had to go in and serve a stop and go penalty. And I ended up running the whole race like 3 laps down. And I was sitting there, I ran with the leader the entire race. The last like 50 laps, man, I ran with them. You know? Now my tires were about 10 laps fresher than his, so, you know, I did have some fresher tires by about 10, maybe 15 laps, which I know is a pretty big deal. But I ran with them the whole race. Like, I could have very easily won that race. But anyway, so, I mean, I built that setup. I was really happy, man. It felt really good. Like I was saying earlier, the key to the asphalt stuff, at least the bigger track stuff, from all the testing that I've done on Motec, since I figured out how to calculate downforce and drag, everything is all about the aero profile of those cars. If you can get the aerodynamic profile correct, then once you do that, every adjustment that you make is based off of, you know, if you make an adjustment, the only thing that you're wanting to do is maintain that aerodynamic profile.
Outside. Still there.
And if you can do that, the car will be pretty good. Where the mechanical aspect comes in is on the long run. That's the thing, is getting the mechanical side dialed in so your car is good on the long run. Yeah, they've got some issues with some stuff, you know what I mean? Which I get. I understand it, you know what I mean? Like, it sucked at the time. I was like, dude, this blows, you know? And, like, I finished the 100-lap race just because this happened on, like, lap 25. You know what I mean? It didn't happen on, like, lap, 75. It was, like, lap 25. But no, it must have been a little bit longer than that. It must have been like lap 30, 35. But anyways, so, and it's like, that was a bummer, because I had a good car and I was doing really well. Whew, I almost hit the wall there. That thing pushed hard.
You got one outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Tell you what, you catch those rumble strips, man, the car just, whew. I did it twice in practice today. I was able to save it. I hate this bar, man. I don't like this bar at all. I can't see. Can we even use the overtake button in a fixed race? I don't even know if I can. And to be honest, I've never used it before, so I don't even know what it feels like if you do use it. God, my car pushed like crazy that time. Man, you catch that draft, dude. If you don't hit that corner correct, man, the thing just snow plows.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 19 car. Catch the 19 car. Catch the 11 car. Catch the 19 car.
Okay, let me see. I don't know if you can answer this now. But with IRFFB, is it normal for me when I set the car up into a corner, it then just becomes super stiff, turn to the right? Colton, what is your SOP effect at? So SOP, that seat of pants, and you got to remember that thing is, the IRFFB was really built for asphalt. And so when you get out of whack, when that thing starts to feel that car start to come around, stuff like that, that thing will start, you can feel the limit, and that's why it's going to get stiff like that. And so if you have your SOP high, that could be the cause of it. Also, if you have your max force too low, it can make the wheel feel super stiff like that too. It was at 35, so yeah, I would try lowering your SOP effect.
Let the 19 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Catch the 10 car.
I would try lowering it. What car, Colton? What car is it?
Catch the 10 car.
Late model, yeah. So that's what you're feeling on the SOP effect is, that's the car being set in the corner.
Catch the 10 car.
And then the IRFFB is actually feeling the car set the bars, and it's registering it as for SOP effect. And so you got to just turn that down. I think in the late models, I run my SOP because I've been playing a lot with that lately in terms of settings. I'm going to do another video on it because a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of people are having issues with it. They can't get stuff to work. That, you know, it's causing all kinds of problems. And number two is the ones that do get it to work, a lot of people don't. They're having trouble with the settings. So I'm going to do another video on that probably this week. And
Catch the 10 car.
on the cars like the late models, big block modifieds, UMP mod, you know, cars like that where you're setting them and you like on the bars, I find SOP at like 10, 15 is pretty good. And a lot of this has to do with your wheel as well. You know, what kind of wheel do you have? If you have a lot stronger wheel than I do, it might need to be even lower. I would try 10 though and see how that feels. And then on cars like the, you know, the non-wing sprint cars, you know, I turn SOP down to like 2 or 3. You know, the winged cars, you know, those cars I will run SOP at like 30, 35, but all the other cars I turn it way down on the dirt side because it gets like that when the car gets on the bars, or like the non-wing cars, if you get it real sideways, right? The car, it wants to, it's wanting to, like, it's you're feeling that limit because it's basically registering like, hey, you're sideways and you shouldn't be, because like I said, IRFFD is really for asphalt. So, even like the midget, I turn it down a lot because it gets like that. When you go pitching that thing in at like Fairbury or something, you could try to back it into the cushion. All of a sudden, now you're like, because the car's car's rotated, and IRFFB is like, hey, straighten out, man. So yeah, just try turning that down.
Catch the 10 car.
I wonder how many cars are even left. Oh, I can't see it. Oh well.
Get ready.
You know what I forgot to do? I was so busy
Alright, man.
talking.
Pace cars in.
What are you guys doing? Let's go.
Green flag.
God
green flag.
dang, man.
Good job, man. You're fit.
No problem, Chris. Have fun with that, man. Hey, your mama said hi. See you in November. God, I can't stand that bar, man. I can't see the cars in front of me. That drives me nuts. God, I'm hoping I can figure these corners out by the end of the race. I keep hitting them at the wrong angle. Yeah, I bet it is better in VR. But I wanted to live stream this, and I can't live stream in VR. Well, I shouldn't say I can't. I can. I just don't like to. God, the difference in handling when you have clean air in front of you and a car right in front of you is just insane. It's night and day.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 10 car. Pass the 8 car. Catch the 10 car.
Ah. Pretty soon there's not going to be any cars left. So, I mean, eventually we'll get to where there's just only a handful of us and maybe we can actually do some green flag racing. Like, that would be really cool.
Catch the 10 car. Pit road is now open.
I don't know if I should pit right now or not. I'll stay out. I might regret that.
Catch the 10 car. Catch the 10 car.
I have yet to do a full fuel run with these cars. I still got 10 gallons. It's 18 and a half is what you fill up at. So, I mean, I've got more than half a tank. Be right around half a tank when we go back green. So, alright, let me see. I want to see how many cars we got left here.
Catch the 10 car.
9. There's only 9 of us on the lead lap. Oh man. Well, I have secured a top 10 at the Indy 500. If I finish the race, I gotta finish the race. That car is only 2 laps down, so I don't know. Man, these things are really nice. They're blue blocker glasses from movement. They're really nice and they're really comfortable, except there's these little like knob things right here. I guess it's to like hold them on your face. And when I wear my headset, they like dig in. You're a survivalist. Yes, I am. I'm a survivalist. I'm a survivor.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye. Catch the 10 car.
God, my foot's like cramping. I'm not used to running this many laps on this big a track. just realized I'm up to third. I mean, a couple of those guys went into pit in front of me, so.
It's the 10 car. Get ready.
I gotta say, man, I'm not a big fan of the whole glass in this center thing. I just
Alright,
don't
man.
like it.
Pace cars in. It's the 10 car.
I like the
You're in third place.
Indy cars better with the open cockpit.
Inside. Clear low, clear low. Yeah, one inside. Still there.
Go, dude. I don't want to wreck.
Say hi. There's the car on the low side. All clear, all clear.
God, that push is crazy when you're in the draft like that. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that. What do those flashing blue lights mean on my steering wheel? I don't know what those mean. Does it mean like I'm in the draft or something? I don't even know what that means. Or does that mean I can use the overtake button or something? What does that mean? Anyone know? I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, that's all I want to do right now, Joe. I just want to get to the last. If I can be in the top 5 with like, 30 laps to go, I'll be happy. I'll be really happy with that. And all I got to really do right now is survive. There's only like 9 of us on the lead lap. The only downside to that is, though, is that don't have a lot of cars to cause cautions for pit stops later. I'm gonna have to make a green flag pit stop. That guy just caught the wall. Pushing too hard.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. It's the 10 car. It's the 10 car.
Another one bites the dust. I'm definitely going to pit this time. Oh my God, we're not even a quarter of the way done. It means you're close to max revs? Oh, okay. that's interesting because I've never max revs on the tack for, I mean, and obviously that's not a tack, that's a steering wheel, but max revs, you know, on the tack for me, it's always been red. When you were, you know, when you were hitting the red light, that meant you were maxed out. So oh my god, that's crazy. Just prior to red line.
Catch the 8 car.
Oh, okay.
Pit road is now open.
Yeah, we're definitely pitting.
Catch the 8 car. Catch the 8 car.
Do they limit your tires in the Indy cars? I don't think so. Oh, that's not mine. Fake out. There it is.
That's it, go. Line up single file. Catch
I
the
wonder if there's
25
I wonder if
car.
there is ever a time on a pit stop where you get where the time is different, the length of the pit stop is different. Or if it's always the same time. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of pit stop racing before, so I don't know. I've never paid attention to it. I just know I've done 2 pit stops in this race. Both have been 7.5 seconds. So I was just wondering if there's a difference, or if it's just like a delta where it's just the same always. Randomize the time by a second or two. That's pretty cool. I like that. I think that's cool. You know, it adds a level of realism to it. I need to get the.
Catch the
Not sure what the
25
spread
car.
is. Yeah, I have no idea. You know, because I just, like I said, I don't. Asphalt
man,
is
we're going
very
green
new
next
to me.
time,
Very new. I gotta say though, I do really like it.
Catch the 25 car.
I think it depends where you stop and how much your crew has to adjust for tires. Oh, that makes sense. Well, now that's cool. I like that.
Pass the 1. Pass the.
Hey, what's up, Scott? Yeah, this race, look, when we've been green, it's been fun. Okay, when it's been green flag racing, it's been fun. The problem is we're on lap 50 right now, and we've probably done half of those under caution, no joke. So, you know, there's
Pass
only
the 1. Pass the.
there's only 8 cars on the lead lap now. Yeah, 8 cars.
Catch the 25 car.
So, you know, we started with 33, we've got 8. You know what I mean? Like, that's Yeah. 24 hours of caution, yeah. I do want to. I noticed that there are some special events coming up for the road stuff. I mean, road always has a lot of that stuff. I want to do. I want to try to do one this year. I'd like to try to do one of them. Look at these guys.
Inside. Say hi. All clear, all clear.
I want to do like the, what is it, like the 6 hours of Watkins Glen or something like. I'd like to do a 6 or 12-hour race. I'm not ready for a 24-hour race.
Got one outside. You're clear high, clear high.
Ooh, almost caught those rumble strips. Took till lap 100 to get good green flag runs. That's terrifying. It took an hour to do 50 laps. God, I hope it doesn't take that long. Just lost another. Dropping like flies. I will say, man, you want to talk about like grip. Like the grip these cars have is it's insane. The only car that I've driven that comes close to it is the Formula car, and I haven't driven the Formula 1 car, which is, what is that, the Formula Renault 3.5 or something? I don't know which one it is, but that's the only car that that is close. Like, this thing has so much grip, it's insane. I did not time that very good. See, this is fun. If I can get about another 100, 140 laps of this, I'll be happy. I'm not good at timing this drafting stuff, man. I'm horrible at it, to be honest.
Inside. Clear low, clear low. Alright, man, caution is out.
Whoa.
Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 25 car.
Ah, dang it! I jinxed it! God dang, that was a lot of fun, man. I tell you what, trying to time your run is very, very difficult. I'm having a hard time figuring that out. Probably wasn't the best idea to make the Indy 500 my first IndyCar race ever, because I never even drove the lower Delara. I've never even driven that car. My son has more experience in that car than I do. He loves that car. He likes to drive it at Charlotte. He loves to drive it at Charlotte. And what's the other one? California. He loves Charlotte, California. But it's just, man, trying to figure out when to let off and to get that run. I almost wonder if I should be, like, should I be downshifting to 5th? I don't even know.
Pit road is now open.
I'm afraid to do that because I'm afraid if I downshift, all of a sudden I'm going to break my tires loose or something like that and spin.
Catch the 25 car.
It was my first race too. You know, I'm going to pit again. Just because I don't want to, I mean, like I said, there's only 8 cars on the lead lap. There's no limit on my tires. I can get as many tires as I want, so I would rather have fresh tires and be on a cycle to where I don't want to have to make a green flag pit stop. Well, I shouldn't say that. I want to minimize my green flag pit stops. I think I went too far. Let's see if it's 7.5.
That's it, go.
Oh, 7.4. Okay, so maybe I didn't go too far. Maybe I went the correct distance.
Line up single file. Catch the 7 car.
Yeah, I'm actually betting, Cody, that there's a lot of people that this is their first IndyCar race. Which is why qualifying is so important. You know, that's why this next week for the open setup race, I'm going to make sure that I qualify. I want to see if I can actually end up in a split with some good racing, you know? That would be awesome. That would be incredible.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
I think you're supposed to do something with the weight
Catch
jacker
the 7 car.
in the car to adjust the screen? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what the weight jacker is on an Indy car. I have no clue. None. When I was set, I hadn't even set my my controls or anything, like push to talk or nothing, and I went to the controls and set my, in practice, the overtake button and stuff like that, because I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to use this. I don't know what happens if I press the button. You know, like I pressed it in practice and like nothing happened. I was like, well, this is dumb. So
Catch the 7 car.
So yeah, I don't even know what the weight jacker is. I just wish there was a way to remove that bar. You know, like I'm all for realism, but that's just annoying.
Get ready.
To me, it's just annoying. Like, you know, how you can take off the rock screen on the dirt cars. Like, I wish I could just remove that bar.
Catch the 7 car.
What are you guys
Green
doing?
Flag, green flag.
Ah.
Inside, clear low, clear low. Inside, all clear, all clear.
I don't think you can flat spot tires in iRacing, nah. I hope not. Oh, I see smoke. Was there a wreck? See if I can time this correctly for the backstretch. Nope, went in too hot. Not gonna get it that time. Only works for road courses? Okay. I remember they used to use it in the Indy cars at Indy years ago in real life. But I don't know. I don't follow Indy racing like I used to. When I was younger, I followed Indy, NASCAR, Formula One, you know, like I follow them. You know, I've talked about it before. Ayrton Senna was like my man.
Still there.
Like I loved Senna.
You're clear high. Clear
And
high.
I was a huge Al Unser Jr. fan in IndyCar. Huge. Unser Jr., Michael Andretti. I was a big Michael Andretti fan too. I also really liked Emerson Fittipaldi. He was really cool too. I liked him as well. When he drove for Penske in the Marlboro cars, that was really, he was good. I liked him too. So I used to really follow IndyCar racing, but not anymore. Now I only, like I said earlier, I watch like 2 races a year: the Indy 500 and Texas. Like that's it. It's amazing how much easier these cars are how much easier it is to drive and steer it when you don't have a car in front of you. I could probably go wide open, but we're still not to halfway yet. I am 4.7 seconds back from 5th place, so got a long ways to go. And when I was in practice earlier and I was running by myself and I was running wide open by myself, just lap after lap after lap, my right rear tire wear, the rate of wear was 1% per lap. So basically, I was losing 1% on my right rear tire every lap. The right front was a 0.5%. Now, granted, in practice, you know, I was taking these corners really bad. Like, I was not nearly as smooth as I am now, and it's not like I'm incredibly smooth right now. But I was like going in way too early and having to really put a lot of wheel in it. I was like pushing coming out because I wasn't hitting it at the right angle. Dang, my back is already starting to kill me. Yeah, I wish there was like a cruise control button I could press. God, I'm like stuck in no man's land. Those guys in front of me, the top 5 are all running together. They're in a draft. They're leaving me, and the cars behind me are losing ground on me. There we go. Now I'm gaining on them. Slowly but surely. If I can just see him, and I can get a draft off of him, start pulling up to him. I gotta see him first. I'm gaining about 2/10 a lap, 3/10 a lap. There we go. There was a car up there. I don't know where it went. There he is. Oh, there's like 3 of them. Awesome.
The leader is pitting now. Outside. All clear, all clear. Good job, man. Back in third.
Leader's just pitted. I got a little less than half a tank. We're good. We're good for a while. Ooh, almost caught that rumble strip. I do not want to hit those things. Uh-oh. The guy was trying to pit me wrecked.
You're in second.
Actually, too bad a caution didn't come out there. I could have pitted and been on the same
Have a slow car on the bottom.
pit window with the leaders. Oh well. Yeah, dude, you know, my neck and my back it's one of those things that has been, you know, I messed them up when I was younger. You know, I had whiplash like a dozen times. You know, the first time I really hurt my neck, I was like 13 or 14 years old. I got a dirt bike when I graduated 8th grade. And I used to ride through town and stuff like that, you know, ride out the highway and everything. Like, I just, you know, I was a punk. And I had rode into town one day on my dirt bike, and all my friends were there. And a couple of my buddies had never driven a dirt bike before. They'd never ridden one, and they didn't know how to use a clutch. I was like, well, I'll teach you. I was like, walk up the levee there, I'll drive up around, and then I'll show you. And I go up over the levee, and it's this road. It's an actual, like, road that goes up over the levee, and when it goes over the levee, it has a turn. So you kind of pull up like this, and then it wraps around and comes down. Well, I'm hauling, and I'm in the wrong lane, going over this blind turn, this blind corner. And I get to the top, and there's a truck in the lane coming at me. And I was going probably, I don't know, 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour. And I slammed on the brakes. I swerved, I slammed on the brakes, I locked them up, and the bike started bunny hopping on me because it got all crossed up, and it fell and it pinned me underneath it. And I slid across the asphalt. And I hit the curb underneath the metal guardrail, and it shot me head first into the metal guardrail, and I didn't have a helmet on. Knocked myself out. I was laying in the road unconscious for probably, I don't know, 30 seconds. Like, had a car come, they would have just ran me over. They wouldn't even have known it. They would just would have felt it. And, you know, that was the first time that I really hurt my neck. And after that, you know, I had like another 10 or 11 times where I hurt my neck. You know, I went head first into the windshield of my car one time, or actually more than once. Went head first into the windshield of my buddy's truck.
Outside. You're clear high.
And you know, I've just jacked it up, and I've got herniated discs in my neck. And I've had it for years. And I've got scar tissue and nerve damage, all this other crap. And, you know, for the last probably, I don't know, 5 years, you know, I would have, you know, like 10 or 12 really bad days a year. Like one a month on average. And just over time, you know, it's just more and more bad days. And my bad days now are getting worse. And the thing is that my what used to be, you know, it used to be I would be like really good, and then I would have some bad days. And now it's like those really good days are not really good. They're just good, you know. And a lot of times I'm just like average, and my bad days are really bad now. And I get horrible headaches. From it. And just horrible pain, you know, just horrible pain in my, you know, down my leg, down my arms, my neck, you know, like right now, like my hands kind of tingle a little bit. It's coming all the way from my neck.
You have about 5 laps. Let's go.
God, I was really hoping for a caution during this cycle of pit stops, man. Would have worked out really well with me in the lead right now. I gotta say though, even with my, you know, basically running wide open, my tires still feel pretty good. All right. I'm gonna pit next lap, or this lap, I should say. Oh my God, I don't have push to talk. I didn't set the push to talk for this car. I went to do it and I was checking the other controls. I never set that. I was going to tell this guy that I'm pitting in. Whew, that was close. I want to see what my tires are.
All right, that's it. Go.
Mid 80s on the right front. mid-70s on the right rear. There's no way I'm still in first. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna say there's no way I'm still in first.
Got one outside. Stay low. Just clear high, clear high.
There's the leaders right there in front of me. Oh, he got into the wall. I probably could have made it that turn, but I didn't want to push it. Green flag racing has been so nice. I want to maintain it.
Outside. Still there? Hold the line. You're clear high, clear high.
Yeah, I remember I separated my shoulder in football. I was supposed to be out 3 to 6 weeks. I had an AC separation. I only missed one. I played the rest of the season with a partially separated shoulder. But that actually doesn't bother me too bad. I got pretty lucky on that. Now, I blew out my knee when I was 16. And going into my junior year of football, and I played the entire season, started every game as a running back with a blown ACL. We used to basically tape my leg together. We would tape my kneecap in place. It was so stupid. Dumbest thing I ever did. And then at the end of that year, I went and saw orthopedic surgeon, and he misdiagnosed it and did the wrong surgery on me. He did what was called a lateral release. So when they couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure out what was wrong. You know, and he put me through therapy and all this stuff like this. So I'm like, dude, my leg is killing me. You know, and it would just go out on me. Like I would just be walking, all of a sudden, like I would just fall. Like I just, what the hell? And that was the wrong angle for that turn. And you know, this went on for months after the season, dude. My knee was always swollen, and you know what I mean? Like it just was horrible. And that year, that season, I had started taking painkillers for the game. You know, so I wouldn't be in as much pain. Now, at that time, I could take like a Vicodin. You know what I mean? Like I would take a Vicodin and, you know, like a Tylenol and 2 ibuprofen to get through the game. Well, I go see Dr. Vogel, and he can't figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I go through therapy and stuff. It's not any better. You know what I mean? I've seen him like 5 or 6 times, and finally he does this X-ray where he has me lay on my back, and They take the X-ray machine. They look down from above my head, down my body, at my legs, which are bent over this thing like this, and so they're looking at my kneecaps like that. And you can see my left one's straight, my right one's like this. So my kneecap wasn't tracking correctly. And he's like, oh, well, there's the problem. Your kneecap's not tracking correctly. We can fix that with the surgery, no problem. You'll be fine in 4 to 6 weeks. And I was like, sweet. And so they go in and they do what's called a lateral release, where they go in and they cut a tendon. The tendon on the one side of your kneecap that basically holds it, that tracks it. So they go in and cut that tendon. And they don't cut it all the way, they just cut it, partially to relieve some of the tension on it. And they do that, and I get out of surgery, and it's like, 4 weeks later, I'm doing therapy, and my knee is still killing me. Like, it hurts now more than it did before. And they're like, well, it's just pain, it'll subside eventually and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't know if that's true, dude. I'm like, it hurts now more than it did before. Like, and that shouldn't be the case, right? Like, it should, at the very worst, feel the same, not worse. And so he has me see this other doctor, Dr. Toki, and this guy, he's like, well, you can play football, it's just gonna hurt like hell. And I'm like, what? I go, dude, I'm 16 years old. At the time, I just turned 17. I'm like, dude, I'm 17 years old. No. And my dream was to play college football. Like, I'm 5'7", right? 5'8" when I'm wearing my 3/4 inch spikes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm short. I was 165 pounds. Now, I was strong as an ox, and I could run. I ran like a 4.5 40. Before I blew out my knee, I could bench press 330 pounds, and I could squat 440. Like, I would get up every morning and run before school and stuff like that. Like, I was dedicated. Because, like I said, I wasn't going to go pro or anything, but I thought I could get an education out of it. So I just wanted to get back for my senior year, man. Like I had these aspirations of playing college ball. Even if it was going to be at a small school, like, I didn't care. Like, that was the only way I was going to college. And so, finally, our football coach, Coach Stinson, he's like, look, man, I got this. I know a guy down in Stanislaus County. He's like, it's the guy who did Joe Montana's back. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, this guy will figure it out. Because Dr. Toki and Dr. Vogel are like, oh, well, we're going to do a IT band release. And I'm like, what's that? Because they're like, oh, well, your kneecap is hitting this band, this tendon that runs down the whole right side of your leg. And that irritation is what's causing the pain. And so we're going to go in there, we're going to cut a hole in it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go see this other doctor. I'm going to go see Dr. Casey down in Stanislaus. And we go down and see Dr. Casey. This dude grabs my leg and basically takes it and goes, oh, well, they missed the boat in Marysville. I mean, he figured it out in 30 seconds. He's like, you got a blown ACL, dude. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you got a blown ACL. And I was like, well, they told me I could play. It was just going to hurt. He's like, if you went out and got hit, in that leg, he goes, you'd be done for the rest of your life. He's like, you'd rip everything in your knee. He's like, you'd be junk. And I was like, oh my God. He goes, your ACL makes up 85% of the stability in your leg. He goes, the only reason why you haven't completely destroyed your leg as it is he's like, because of the leg strength that you have. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, so we gotta do a surgery. And he got me in within, it was like a week. And at the time, because like I said, at this point it's now summer, right? Or close to summer. And football is going to be starting up in just like a month or two. And I want to play, you know what I mean? And so, well, actually, no, it wasn't that. because that was when I was seeing Dr. Vogel. Because my senior year, I hadn't practiced or nothing, and it's my senior year, and I go to school my first day. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3-car battle. So I go to school the first day of my senior year and tell all my teachers, hey, I won't be back till next semester. I was having surgery the second day of school, and we didn't know what was going to happen. If I had to have reconstructive surgery, I would be out. I wouldn't get to play football, and I was going to be on my back for 6 weeks. Because at that time, an ACL reconstruction was a big deal. It's not like it is now where it's like, 8 months later you can be back playing in the NFL. Back then it was like a year and a half, it was a long process. Or they had this thing that was called, it was basically like thermal shrinkage or something like that, where they would take a laser. If my ACL was still connected, if it hadn't completely torn, they would take a laser and heat it up, and it would make it tighten back up. And that was only a few weeks, and I could be back playing football. And it was still connected. It wasn't fully torn, and so they did that, and I got to come back. And at that time I had 2 surgeries within like 4 months. I had lost a lot of the strength in my leg. It was. I remember when I was on the field trying to play, I had this huge, big, bulky knee brace, man, and I'm a running back, and like my mind, I would like see the hole, you know what I mean? My brain would be like cut, and like my legs just couldn't keep up, and so I didn't get to play out the season. But the problem was they didn't know it at the time, but that groundbreaking procedure, or they thought was groundbreaking, they didn't realize that on ACLs, the ACL would blow back out within 1 to 2 years. And so by the time I was 19, my ACL was blown out again. And I'm limping around and can hardly walk. I was at UPS, as a supervisor at UPS at that time. I'd be walking through the hub, and I just like collapse, it was horrible. And so then I went and saw Dr. Valier, and Dr. Valier was awesome. And he did an ACL reconstruction on me. And at that point, by the time he did that ACL reconstruction, I had been taking pain pills pretty much about every day. Now, it was only a couple, and there would be times where I wouldn't take them for 2 or 3 days, and then I'd take them a couple days in a row, you know what I mean? But after that reconstruction, I'll never forget that first night when the anesthesia wore off. They gave me extra strength Vicodin. My knee hurt so bad. It felt like someone had a knife in right through the center of my kneecap, because they had gone in through the front of my knee and they cut out a third of my patella tendon, which is the tendon that runs over your kneecap, and then drilled holes through the bones in my legs, and they run these screws in there, and your body basically takes that tendon and turns it into a ligament. And the pain was so bad that next day I remember I called the doctor. I was like, these are not working. They're not. I was like, last night I took like 6 pills, and it was just killing me. And they put me on Norcos. And it was all downhill after that. Not to mention, 4 months later, I was having another surgery because I developed what's called post-traumatic arthritis. Apparently my body, I'm one of these lucky people with my genetics. My body develops like 10 times more scar tissue than a normal person. So anytime I have an injury that's like significant where scar tissue would form, especially internally, I get this massive amount of scar tissue. Like when I move my neck, it sounds like gravel from all the scar tissue. And that's what I had in my knee. And so they would go in and clean it out, and then like a year or 2 later, it would come back. I ended up having 6 surgeries in 6 years, and was became an opiate addict because of that. I was hooked on pills for 10 years, I used to take like, you know, 25 pills in the morning. Like that was my cup of coffee. You know, I take like a dozen Norcos and a couple of Somas and, you know, an Oxycontin or two, and like I'm good to go. Till lunchtime, you know, lunchtime I'd have to take more, you know, like I could only make it about 6-8 hours before I'd start feeling bad. It was horrible. Horrible. And so that's why, you know, that's one of the main reasons I haven't done anything with my neck or my back, you know, because I went through that with my knee. And unless they can like 100% guarantee that they're gonna fix me, right, and I'm gonna feel great, I'm just not doing it. Because I know people who've had surgeries on their neck and their back, and they've never been the same, ever. Dang it, I'm gonna need a caution to catch the leader, man. The leader's got a big gap on us. Ooh, I can feel my tires starting to go. I tried the NASCAR Next Gen cars. They're actually really cool. Okay, leader's pitting now.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
I'm gonna pit next lap. They're really cool. The setups on them are very different. I was really upset by that too, because I built this Motec workbook for the Gen 6 cars, and it's awesome. It's so awesome. And like half of the stuff doesn't even work on the new cars. The aerodynamics, the downforce numbers and stuff like that does, but in terms of the dynamic loads, all, you know, the weight numbers and all that stuff, none of it works, because they're all different. So I got to go back through and redo everything.
Alright, you're back in first.
Oh crap.
Alright, that's it. Go.
Oh, rotator cuff. That's horrible. Man, that pit stop cost me. I screwed up on that pit stop. Dang it, I'm in third now. They got a good lead on me. Takes a couple laps for these tires to get good. Yeah, I remember I tried to join the military during my drug years. The last like about 2 years before I got clean, I was like, I'll just go to the military. That'll get me sober. They wouldn't even take me, and not because of the drugs. I never made it that far. They wouldn't take me because of my knee. I couldn't pass the physical. Oh man.
The leader is pitting now.
Whoa. Man, I actually caught the grass there.
Back and forth.
I think I can get this guy on the back stretch. Oh, maybe not. Ah! That didn't work. I can't tell if I'm going faster when I'm in the draft or when I'm by myself. I mean lap time wise. Oh crap. Damn it. That gave me a 0x. The car feels okay. Oh, maybe it's not. Dang it. can't believe I did that. I think I damaged my wing on the front. The car... Dang it. It's pushing now even when I'm not... Well, I don't know. Maybe I am still kind of in the draft, aren't I? I don't know, I think I damaged my nose wing. Even though that gave me a 0x, I think I did. I mean, I know I can fix that in the pits, but I gotta make it to the next pit stop now. It's too bad we can't get one of those like NASCAR, you know, track debris cautions that they used to get all the time, you know. Who was that? Robbie Gordon? He threw a piece of the roll bar padding out his window when he needed a caution that time. That was awesome. These two guys in front of me, these are these guys, they're for position. Had a bad pit stop and then I hit the wall. Darn it. I gotta say, Rafael Pereira is pretty much smoking us. He's like a half a lap ahead of us. I think the only way we're gonna catch him is if we get a caution. Get right up on this guy. Ah! Dang it, I cannot get the run on it. My car is just pushing way too much now. I really need a caution. Oh, he's pitting.
You're back in third.
Okay, maybe I didn't. Mess up my nose ring. My car feels way better now that I don't have someone right in front of me. Still got 67 laps to go. Three discs in your neck replaced? Oh, did they put those cages in there? Is that what it is? Those, I think it's a cage or something like that. I've heard of that. Caught the draft. Gotta push. God, we really need a caution. Maybe we can get a caution with like 20 laps to go. And then have an actual race. Good pit cycle right now where the leaders are having to pit before you. Yeah, I know. Hinge type reversal. Yeah, Neonite, I did that. I mean, I was basically just pitting because I didn't want to have to do a green flag pit stop. You know, the first 50 laps, you know, we had so many cautions. Well, I almost hit the wall again. And so I'm hoping the cycle. I'm hoping this cycle works out to where they got a pit and I can make it the rest of the way. I've been pushing my fuel, you know, to the end. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, I do like that about asphalt racing, the strategy in it, you know, that you gotta, you know, figuring out pit stop cycles and stuff like that. Like that is cool. It's a different twist, you know, because I'm used to just dirt racing where it's just like go out there and run as fast as you can for 30 laps or 40 laps or whatever it is. So, you know, it is a cool part of asphalt. But I also do this because I like to race people. It's fun. You know, so, but I will say this. I'm not going to complain if I win the Indy 500 because of my fuel strategy. You won't hear me complaining. Especially since this is my first ever IndyCar race.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Tell you what, my foot is killing me. It's cramping up. I've never had to hold the accelerator this long before. It's a workout. See, Raphael, though, he is... See, he's still in the lead, and I don't think he's pitted yet. He hasn't pitted yet, because that would be ahead of him. See, I think he's on the same fuel cycle that I am.
The leader is pitting now.
See, he's going in now. I've got him by 1 lap, I think.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
2 laps. I'm going to pit next lap. So it looks like it's just going to be a race between me and Raphael, I guess. Based on fuel, if it goes like this the rest of the way.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Oh. Let's see if this time I can hit my pit. Nope. Damn it. Oh, really? That killed me. Aw, man. Now I need a caution.
Alright, that's it. Go.
That was horrible. That was really bad. Dang it. See, those are the things that I was worried about coming into the race. I'd never done pit stops before.
Inside.
I'm trying to move out of your way, dude. Whoa! Oh no! That pit stop killed me. I think that put me a lap down now. Yeah, that's the leader in front of us. That car in front of this blue car, that's the leader. Ah! Damn it. And I'm losing them. I can't believe I screwed up that pit stop. Oh my god, that just crushes me. Does that put me a lap down? No, I don't know. I think he's too far ahead for me to catch any draft off him. That's the killer, man. That one mistake in the pits. Actually, two mistakes. My last two pit stops, I screwed up. The first one I was too far forward, this one I was too far forward, and then too far to the left. And I just can't catch him. He's better than me. He's definitely smoother than me. He's just slowly pulling away from me. Well, I said coming into this race I would be happy if I just finished. If I finish and can pull off a top 5 or even a podium, I'll be really happy with that. I mean, I want to win, obviously, but I'll be happy with the podium if I can get that. Right now I'm in 4th. I'm a lap down. That's what sucks. Now I know my fuel with those other with 2nd and 3rd. I know that I can go longer than them on fuel. Raphael, the first place car, he was the one who I only had a lap or 2 on in terms of fuel mileage, and now I'm a lap down, so our fuel window in terms of laps is about even. I just can't get any closer. Just send it and forget that fuel. Yeah, you know, if there was a way, I mean, since it's a fixed race, I can't, you know, we can't adjust our fuel mixture or anything like that. I mean, that's all stuff I'm gonna have to learn this week because I'm gonna run next weekend as well, the 500 I'm gonna run the open setup 500. That was the whole reason I wanted to run this race, was just so I can get some practice and kind of know what to expect with the car. I gotta say, setup-wise, the car feels pretty good, you know, mechanically. Now, aerodynamically, that's a different story, but with these things, you know, it's all about that downforce to drag. You know, how much are you willing to give up, or how much downforce are you willing to give up for speed? And at a track like this, I mean, it's probably, I would say probably a lot, but when you get behind another car, at least me, when I get behind another car, I'm so horrible at the timing of it, and you know, I get the run when I don't want it, and I end up getting, you know, I push out of the corner, and so that's the thing that I really got to work on this next week. Now, I also didn't qualify this last week for this race, so I got put in a race based on my split. And to be honest, I don't know where I would have been if I had qualified. I have no idea if I would be in a higher split or not. I imagine I would probably be in a split with drivers pretty close to me in terms of competition and skill. You know, unless you got someone who went out there and, you know, was sandbagging it, trying to get into a lower split so they can win. I noticed iRacing's actually doing a Knoxville Nationals this year as a special event. And a Coca-Cola 600. I'm going to run the Coca-Cola 600. I'm going to run that race. And the Darlington 500. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Just running the Indy 500.
Back in third. Keep
Okay, so that guy... Oh, no! There goes my race. Huh.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need to tow back to the pit lane. Press and hold the reset button. We'll
I'm
come
not
get you.
towing back. I will finish this race if it's the death of me. Well, I'll try to finish it. Dang it, man! I caught that draft just like what I was talking about. Caught that draft and pushed right up into the wall. Burning up my tires and the car just kept on plowing. Well, we'll see how long the repairs are. I'm missing my right front wheel, so probably a while, I would guess. Soon. Yeah, it happens. That sucks. I was up to third. I think I could have got second because of my fuel window. I don't think I could have won, but I think I could have got second. But now, that ain't gonna happen. Because my car's toast. Too much damage, we're done. Damn! Oh, that sucks. Oh yeah, it's... Ah, dang it, man! Ah, I can't believe I did that. Damn. Yeah, it is. It just, yeah, that sucked. That sucked. Dang it, man. I was having a good race, too. That's a bummer. Because that's the only Indy 500 I could run. Can't run anything else today. Uh, yeah, that's a bummer. Oh, man. That hurts. That really hurts. Go through all of that and then wreck with only like 40 laps to go. uh. We don't have any dirt coming up, huh? Ah, you're good, man. You're good. That's all right, man. It was a good learning experience, you know. I mean, it was fun while it lasted, so it was just one mistake, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just how those things are. When you're driving 200 and whatever it was, 15 miles, 10 miles an hour or something like that, you know, it's just I caught that draft on that guy and didn't lift enough. Car just plowed right into the wall. So, I'll have to remember that next week when I do it again, but you know, what are you going to do? Make the big block race. Oh, at Kokomo? I'll run the big block race. We'll run that. See if we can end the live stream on a high note. That's just a bummer, man. Ah, that's just a bummer. Damn. That's really upsetting. Really upsetting. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 9. No, Buck, I'm not on Twitch anymore. Um, Wait, how many laps is this race? I don't think I have time to run this race. Is this race 75 laps? If it's 75 laps, I don't have time to run it. You might have to call the stream. Yeah, 75. I can't run that. That's too long. Ah, sorry guys. I'm not gonna be able to run that race. It's too long. I don't have time to do it. Yeah, we're just gonna have to call it. Yeah, thanks, Sheldon. Well, hopefully next week will be better in the open setups. Hopefully that'll be better next week. But and like I said, this week I'll get to qualify and actually get some practice in and stuff like that. Today I didn't practice, or I had 30 minutes of practice. That was it. If it helps not, but when I got behind somebody, I would lift and downshift to fit. Seemed to not push out of the corner. Oh, really? Well, I'll have to try that. Um, yeah, I'll have to try that because I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah. Like I said, I've never ran these cars before. I never ran them before. So, I I don't know anything about them. Anything about them. Completely different than the NASCAR trucks or even the NASCAR Cup cars. Completely different. They're a lot of fun though. I gotta say, they're a lot of fun. I really like them. I don't know what the schedule is for them. I know they're at Richmond right now, but uh oh, this is because it's a fixed one. That's right. So they're at Indy. Oh, in 2 weeks. So Twin Ring, then Indy, and then Michigan. So yeah, I might actually start racing these cars a lot more. I really like I said, I really like them. They're a lot of fun. I think this was the last one today too. Even if it doesn't matter, even if it wasn't, I can't run it. I don't have enough time. So yeah, I'll be running it next week, Chris. I will be running it next week. So like I said, I'm gonna actually try to build a setup for it, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll actually qualify. I didn't qualify this week, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully they've got it at 6 a.m. again. I'm hoping they've got one at 6 a.m. again. Now next week I'll probably run Saturday instead of Sunday. Um, but yeah, so hopefully it'll be a little bit better. I'm hoping that I can get the car to feel just a little bit more comfortable for me with the open setup. Um, I'm hoping. So, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to do a lot of practice, man. The thing for me is practicing with cars around me. That's the thing. I was trying to do that today, and like I said, I only had about 30 minutes, and every time, you know what I mean. It was just someone gets a draft, they just want to zip right by. I try to catch them and I would lose them, because I was trying to practice that and I just couldn't figure it out. I either pushed too much or I got the run at the wrong time and I could never clear them. So, but you know, like I said, it was fun. That's the main thing. It was fun. Actually, once we got past lap 50, right, with all the cautions in the beginning, once we got past that, it was a lot of fun. So that's the main thing. But yeah, I'll be back next weekend. I'm gonna stream it again next weekend. We'll be back, and I'll be back this week, here on YouTube. I'm not on Twitch anymore, so I'll be live streaming this week here. What do we have this week? I don't even know. Let's look real quick. Let's see what we got on the schedule this week for Narc. Uh, we got, what's today? Oh, 16th. So, Tuesday we've got Eldora in the super lates. I'm looking forward to that. I love the super late models. And then Lernerville. Oh, next week, the week after is Kings Royal. Awesome. I gotta get the registration and everything open for that. And then Wednesday, Cedar Lake in the sprints and Volusia in the big block mods. Um, that'll be okay. And then Thursday night, I'm gonna run the midgets, and then I'm gonna be broadcasting on my broadcast channel, ESRN. I'm gonna be broadcasting the 410s on Thursday night. So now that we're past SmackDown, I'm gonna start broadcasting a lot more. And then next week I'll be broadcasting the midgets at Charlotte, and then the week after that we've got midget week. So we'll be running the midgets 3 nights out of the week. So that'll be a lot of fun because I love the midgets. So even with the new tire, I know a lot of people don't, but I love them. Always seem to clip the wall as it pushes. Yeah. Yep. I clipped it earlier and I got away with it. And this time I didn't clip it. I smacked it hard. So yeah. Well, maybe I'll put up a practice session or something this week for Indy and actually get some people out there to run together in it. Maybe I'll do that this week. So we'll see. The only problem is for most people, man, is because this is my job, right? SSR is my job. It's what I do. Most people during the day are at work. They're at their real job. So, you know, when I do sessions like that during the day, a lot of times it's usually, kids, like 12-year-old kids, like really young kids. Like I'm like old enough to be their grandpa, and I'm only 38. So, but yeah, but maybe I'll do that. We'll see. So, anyways, that's gonna do it, you guys. Thanks for coming out, man. It was a lot of fun. Didn't end the way we wanted it to, but it was fun. So that's the main thing. Good practice for next week. Hope next week we'll finish. Next week I'm calling it, putting it on the podium. So that's the goal next week. We're gonna put it on the podium. But yeah, that'll do it for today, you guys. So thank you as always very much for joining me. Until Tuesday night, I'll be back Tuesday night. Until then, as always, good luck, good racing. Take care.